Terry, and in today's video we're going to talk about getting back into running, and I'm going to talk specifically about the first 2 weeks of getting back into shape because that's what I'm currently doing. How many videos am I actually going to make in which I talk about getting started or project comeback? I feel like embarrassed that I keep making videos about starting from scratch, but that is to be expected. I just want to remind you guys that it's only natural to go through cycles of training. We are constantly growing and changing as people, and our schedules are constantly changing, especially right now during this time of Corona, where a lot of us have a lot more free time than we did before, so it's kind of hard to allocate time correctly. So in this video, I'm going to give you some of my tips because I am now starting my second week of running. If you didn't know, I used to be a D1 cross country and track athlete at App State, and that's one of the main reasons that I started this YouTube channel. But it's now been literally to this day 2 years since I graduated from there. But with all this free time that I now have, with graduating from my master's this week and really just focusing on work this summer, I'm going to put running back into my schedule and make it a priority again because being in shape and running just makes me so happy. So being that I am still on the struggle bus, only 1 week into running, I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks that I've used this last week to make running and getting into shape a little bit easier. So I'm gonna take you guys on today's run and I will see you guys out there.
All right guys, I'm now obviously on my run and I haven't done this in a long ass time. I don't even freaking talk on my runs anymore, so bear with me. But my first tip for getting back into running is to listen to your body and don't go too hard too fast. I really pride myself on the fact that I've never been injured. And part of that is because I just know my body at this point. By listening to my body, I stop sometimes when it's like halfway through a run and I stretch. Or I just take a break and reset because I get too excited and I run too fast. I'm already fucking tired from talking. Another way I practice listening to my body, and sometimes I take unexpected rest days. I plan to run one day, but my body is tired from working or other stressors in my life, and I just need a rest day. And you know what? That's okay. The way you get injured is overtraining when your body needs a break. So really figuring out what your breaking point is and what exactly it is that's making you feel tired, or taking rest days, even if it's like still being active, but not necessarily running, are all good ways to give your body a break while getting into shape. And actually, another great way that I make sure I don't go too hard too fast is I try to plan out my runs, whether it's like a week or a whole month. I write them down in my fitness journal, and then I make sure I'm not going too fast with my pace with my Garmin watch that I wear every single run. I'm now stopped at the halfway mark so I can talk to you guys about tip number 2, but also I'm gonna go ahead and stretch. Tip number 2, be consistent. This is probably the biggest challenge for me, is being consistent, because when you're getting back into shape, it sucks. You're tired, both mentally and physically. You're probably sore, and that's all perfectly normal. And unfortunately, the best way to feel better is to just run through it. At this point in your training, you're really just focusing on getting the mileage in and not necessarily what your pace is. So that's why it's important to not go too hard too fast. The first 2 weeks, it really does suck getting into shape, but you just have to put mind over matter. As my high school coach said, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So you just kind of get out there and grind every day, so then eventually it does not suck as bad. Because trust me, even though I love running, getting in shape sucks for everyone, and it's not something that I want to do again, so that's why I'm trying to prioritize it now so that I don't have to keep feeling this way when I go for runs. And now I'm gonna go ahead and stretch. Now that we are nearing the end of our run, this tip you're not gonna wanna listen to, but I promise it works. You'll want to be focusing on nice controlled breathing and a nice form. So this is important because it prevents injuries, and honestly, it really just takes your mind off how crappy the run's feeling. When you're feeling sluggish to the end, you don't want to be dragging your limbs behind you. You want nice form that's going to keep you upright, easier to breathe, less tension in your muscles. It'll just be a lot easier I promise you. I really had to pee before I started. I thought I almost peed myself when I stopped, if I'm being honest with you. It's like humid because it might rain, but so much better than when it's freaking bright outside. All right, peeps, so my fourth and last tip is the one I probably forget the most because I'm just ready to get in shape. But the most important thing is to just have freaking fun with it. Think of the big picture. You're gonna get through the struggle right now, every single day to get into shape, but then eventually it won't be this crappy. You just gotta get through it. It's really just the best feeling to finally push past this phase of running, when you're finally more comfortable with running, your body's not dying every time it happens. So my biggest tip is to just push through it. Just be consistent, listen to your body, and grind it out. Trust me, I'm like the least motivated person I know when going to run or filming YouTube videos. You just gotta do it because when you do, you enjoy it. You enjoy the process more when you get the fulfillment at the end, which is being in shape. So I just did my run and now I'm ready to go home and shower because I'm like pretty sweaty, which is good because that means I've been hydrating. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on my run. If you did, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, that button is down below. I hope you enjoyed another part to my Running 101 series, which is something that I want to reboot from college because I have so much knowledge about running that I should just share with you guys. So if you have any topics that you want me to talk about in regards to running, let me know in the comments and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.